Hi, my name is Troy Jenkins, and this is my MBA Capstone oral presentation. Western Governors University, today is June 30th, 2010. I'm going to break my presentation down into three different segments. The first segment is going to tell a little bit about who I am and why I absolutely felt it was necessary to get my MBA. I'm then going to jump right into leading people and teams, how I've actually done that, developing sustainable solutions, and then of course serving customers. Second part of the segment is going to be about managing products and services and how it relates to my past experience and my chosen field. Then I'm going to go into managing technology and innovation, and then I'm also going to talk about assessing competitive environment. Again, applying what I've learned over my experience. The final segment is going to be about planning for future growth in a global market, and then I'm going to have a conclusion. Before I actually begin, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of background on who I am. I'm 41 years old, married, have two wonderful kids, 14 and 16. Moved to Utah about 7 years ago. Became more acclimated with Western Governors University, having worked at an ad agency that actually does lead generation for WGU. I've been in the advertising industry for 20 years. I've been in a variety of roles, but more specifically, I've been on the client service side. So I'm going to actually tailor my presentation because with that in mind, because it is my chosen field. It is something I've done, like I said, for over 20 years, and really felt that it was important for me to up-level my game, if you will, for getting an MBA, because I felt like there were some little things that as I kind of rise through the ranks and one day hope to manage or become president or CEO of an ad agency, that I would have the necessary business, finance, and marketing skills required for such a position. So I'm going to start off with the first part of the presentation, which is leading people and teams. And everything I'm going to talk about from here forward is really going to be part of my experience that I've had for 20 years. As I said, I've actually been in the advertising agency for 20 years, large, small, medium-sized agencies as a senior marketer. I have successfully led new product launches for Palm, Egghead.com, Fujitsu Notebooks, and more recently a company called LeadTune. I am actually what you would consider the head strategic marketer and have been really over the last 10 years. And I've led groups of 20 plus people in terms of trying to drive marketing excellence. So how do I do that? Part of what I've really come to understand is that all the individuals on a team are looking for growth. If they don't feel that there's any growth, not only in the company but themselves, chances are they're probably not going to stay with the ad agency. So for me, it's about keeping the right people and building growth plans. Also outlining expectations, I think, is really important, and that's not just from my department, which is client services, but also all departments, and being able to work harmoniously across different channels while all maintaining P&L responsibilities. The last thing that I've actually really worked hard at, and it's something that was really driven home through the MBA program at WGU, is really the creation of MBOs, Management by Objectives. These are reviewed quarterly to outline key areas for improvement, and just it really helps to keep people on track in terms of where they are growth-wise, personally, but also from a company standpoint. Now we're going to talk about developing sustainable solutions. Again, sustainable solutions are kind of in the eye of the beholder. It really comes down to metrics, if you will. Having a deep understanding of the metrics and outlining the metrics prior to any start of any sustainable solution that ultimately will drive marketing results. I have actually been on the business-to-business side as well as the business-consumer marketing side. So respectively, they're a little bit different, but the fundamentals for developing a sustainable solution is really the development of marketing testing environments, being able to test things in smaller segments before rolling out to larger nationwide campaigns. Understanding and defining the business problem we're trying to solve before any strategic plans are outlined is absolutely critical. You have to first understand what the customer's business problem is before you can have any type of plan, strategic or anything in terms of just outlining sustainable solutions. You need to understand and research competitors and their sets and their given products and services and identify the unique selling propositions, not only for your competitors but yourself. Again, outlining the business problem, finding what is that USP, that unique selling proposition, and then really sort of researching it and to see where it fits within the marketplace. And then, as I said earlier, I think really in developing those sustainable solutions, you have to set up key metrics to determine the success of a campaign, and they have to be agreed upon by all parties. Otherwise, the degree of success and whether it's sustainable becomes marginalized because there's no clear direction up front. Now let's talk about serving customers. This is something I've done all my life. As I said, I've been in the ad agency business for 20 years, so and mostly on the client service side. So in terms of serving those customers, for me it's all about the relationship. It's building a lasting relationship and mutual respect with customers who hire an ad agency is critical. Having a deep understanding of customers' business while determining the success and failures along the way, you have to learn from history and you have to share those experiences, and really, in order to serve customers really well on the advertising agency side, you have to listen. I mean, it sounds really simple, but you have to listen. You have to understand, open your ears, and don't say a word. Take notes, take it all in, and then you can come to your conclusions as you go forth. You need to set expectations up front, again, in terms of meeting and exceeding all customer needs and wants. All customers are not created equal. There are some that absolutely want more money, some want more market share, some want both. But really, at the end of the day, it's really understanding who your customer is and then exceeding those expectations. For me, things that work really well with customers is when you stay in contact with them constantly. I've actually worked for a number of ad agencies where the development of a dashboard for customers to understand how the agency is working on their behalf and explaining those findings in depth. I think the more they sort of have transparency, the better the relationship actually is. I think understanding budgets and parameters and the customer's brand is critical to a successful relationship, and really how it relates to the marketplace. And then I think the final thing, becoming a part of the customer's team, really an extension of them, if you will, being invited to those internal meetings, those offsites, different things like that. The more they feel as if you are one of them, the better your customer relationship is going to be.